Yeah, there are a few reasons I want to play Cruci 2 Round Draw. I'm actually getting pretty far in the tournament with Round Draw. I didn't expect I'd be getting this far, to be honest. But, I mean, that's always nice to see. So the nice thing about Cruci 2 is Cruci 3 is when it starts reducing the number of crits and refreshes you have on the board. Cruci 2, it's crits. And Round Draw really loves having access to both crits and refreshes, so it's generally not the nicest change for Round Draw to have to get accustomed to. But I'm going to be honest, the main reason I really want to do this run is because it's way easier to force like a Spinfection build at this Cruci level. And I really want to do that because Spinfection is just super fun, let's be honest. And it feels like with my tournament runs, I'm probably not going to be able to force it as much as I would like, so being able to do it in a run like this sounds pretty ideal. As opposed to this map, which looks pretty garbage. I think we will try Event High Roll. Ideally, we find like an Orbit Story or Sprouting's Investment for that point. If we get a Sprouting's Investment here, that would be insane. But removal is solid. Just because that will actually improve the power of question marks we're visiting by quite a decent margin. Obviously, though, the chances we actually get it, incredibly low. Only one store, except it's reasonably early, so I definitely want to try and stock up as much as possible. Ideally, we get 100 by the end of this fight, which does sound a bit crazy, doesn't it? But, you know, in case I don't... Wait, I have at least one more fight, right? Oh, I have, yeah, at least one more fight. Well, 150 would be perfect. Obviously, I would also love 200. I think 200 is on the table, but probably not happening. Oh, I landed Spinfection, damn. Sting's there, but Sting is not Spinfection High Roll. The Sting is the piece you take when you have Spinfection High Roll. Clear the way. Look, I know I'm talking about Spinfection a whole bunch, but to be honest, it's just anything to do with debuffs. Also, that's unfortunate. We'll embrace the lightning. It's pretty bad synergy with Clear the Way, actually. Cool. Nice. Missing out on the elites, obviously very unfortunate. At least we quite literally did not miss out on an elite. I think we'd probably do better into a random elite than we would this guy, but it's fine. Although if we get a shot like this, like, Jesus, we're certainly not going to have any problems whatsoever, are we? 114, I'm not getting to the next breakpoint, so let's just finish this. Damn, that was a very clean fight. I was not expecting that. I'm playing Cruci 2, so I don't need to pick up the best option every single time. Oh my god, it would have been so insane. Like, actually so good. Boom Reverse with Bob this early is just nuts. But I will be taking Criticus. Like, actually just running really good. Let's see what we have here. Nothing impressive whatsoever, to be honest. Like, sure, I'll take both of these. One of them is really good late game, and the other one is just good in general. I like Molten Gold quite a bit. But yeah, Hustle Slime is not exactly the highest immediate impact passive ever. Duplicate a random lightning orb? Oh, that's unfortunate. We did get the removal earlier on though, so much less annoying than it could have been. But very much not preferred. I totally just to improve boss passive options is always cool. Also does other things. We have Criticus in the form of AoE, and apart from that, it's just relying on the bombs. Just give me a crit down. Alright, you can do it, I believe in you. 1, 2, and a refresh. Ick. Very much ick. Unfortunate. Ooh. It's in there. Close. I'll see what you can do. Yep. I'll definitely shoot this because it's targeting, and then... Good stuff. Nice. Cleaning up a boss fight without taking any damage is incredible. And yeah, the 80 damage should be pretty easy to find in 2 shots. I imagine we'll simply just find it. Especially with that as our first shot, eh? Bam, look at that incredible work Criticus did, am I right? Look, House of Slime Rubble is like super interesting. Please, because why not? Sure. I mean, look, I did say I want to do debuff stuff. quite a few times, but I'm going to be honest. If you're going to offer me a full crit setup, I'll take it. Because the crit stuff on round was super duper fun as well, but you kind of need a lot of pieces before it actually becomes very decent. And the fact that we're playing on Crucible, because let me tell you, I was going to consider playing Crucible 5 instead of Crucible 4 instead of Crucible 2. The major difference being that there's one less crit on the board, and that's one of the really big grievances that the crit comp has. Crucible 2 hits crit comp pretty hard because it means that you need to find more stuff to high roll off of, which just means that it's harder to assemble. And that's why I'm happy to play it here, because yeah, there's a pretty rare spot where I can actually do it. Wait, what? Oh, nice, that was just totally random dodge. Love that. Neat, Criticus claiming the kills there. Look, Howard Aubrey is pretty funny with Fleece and Criticus. It is tempting. I think I will just chuck an upgrade on the Bull Lightning just because it's a very fun orb, which is probably going to at least somewhat earn back the cash that I spend on it immediately, and is going to be at least decent in area 2. I think that it's just a really good upgrade all around. Van Bomb. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to first shot, but what can you do? Nice, lucky for us, we're getting that transparency stacking up, am I right? I'm sure it'll be very, very handy. Solid damage there, to be honest. Good thing with debuff stuff as well is that the crit scaling one, what's the exploitable one called? Spiffy crit? Yes. Is really quite solid. It's very nice to have access to. Oh wow, that was an amazing, amazing shot. Even more Spinfaction. Look, I certainly prefer exploitable, but don't mind if I do. I love the bounciness that House of Slime adds. Like, yeah, it's a really good passive because, you know, adding momentum to your shot is a really good idea. But it's also just, like, so fun. And that's more important, to be honest. That's probably why I like it so much. Well, probably why I like it so much. Yeah. Both of them are pretty big reasons as to why I like it so much, to be honest. Oh my god, our first exploitable, it's possible. I didn't realize it was possible. Incredible. Great stuff. Very clean, and now let's just finish up with... Does that pop? Nope. Sometimes you can, unfortunate. Sometimes you can pop the vine and get caught by the vine. That's taking extra damage. It's pretty funny. Refresh potion for one less refresh with extra peg procking. Haglin Satchel is actually sounds not that bad here. Leave the rest for later. I want to take Haglin Satchel just because I barely ever get to take it because like 90% of the time it's just useless. It's just a bad idea. And yeah, maybe we find some interesting direction here. We get Shock Absorber, which I do enjoy. 2 upgrades on our Pebbles, 1 on an Evasive Maneuver Orb. We've got 1 shop. Yeah, 1 shop in Area 1 because actually they're pretty equivalent. Okay. Shock Absorber certainly isn't a bad orb, but it's much less required when you don't have Crucible. Oh, I want to say Crucible like 9 or 11 active. That kind of area. Don't know for sure though. I keep getting Delusion on discard. Ah, is that... I don't know how, but I just totally did not notice that I had starting as discard. That's neat. That was going to do too much, but it certainly is neat. Boom. Signal Boost Orb is going to be quite nice to have in our deck once we actually get access to some of the lovely Spiness scaling stuff that we could find. But until then, it certainly isn't going to be doing literally anything. Then again, that is the Shock Absorber, 300 cash. The thing is, like, 3 question marks. 3 question marks is pretty tempting, you know. I don't have any greedy... Yeah, sure. Wow, that's really good. Especially since it ate the level 1 ones, didn't it? Okay, that's actually insane. Really lovely. Talk about really lovely, by the way. That was not really lovely. I thought even how cool the opposite of really lovely. Just to say not good. Really not good. Good damage, good damage. Yeah, I'll definitely shoot this up. I'm perfectly fine to play a bit passively and try and score 0 self-damage, because we're not actually in the best situation here, are we? Well, if I keep discarding, we will be. 10? Transparency. This certainly is a fight where the transparency is not as helpful as one would hope. It's kind of ripping through our health. Decent enough. Now let's do some decent shots. Great stuff. You've missed what? Impressive, I must admit, very impressive. I just wanted to claim those coins. Smash, yeah, so incredibly... it seems decent. I would consider it much more if I didn't have double store I was looking at right now. Double store is just a bit expensive on the cash side of things, and we don't have the most cash right now. Yeah, it's very, very decent, but it's not too crazy. Let's just aim at that crit, claim the crit, and probably get 300 damage. Yep, good stuff. We also got some bombs, but apparently we didn't need them for the initial kill. Just boosting up our shock absorber a bit, which is actually quite decent. Ooh, just, I like it. Unfortunately, the transparency bramble is the perfect debuff to get there. But yeah, unfortunately the transparency application is delayed, so it's very hard to actually get use out of it when we're using a mixture of, well, the best orbs in our deck are not the physical orbs, that's for sure. Oh, I thought that would hit that crit easier, but it did hit the crit in the end. 419 cash is exactly what I'm looking for, and you're offering me a Nimble again now. Look, it's very hard to turn it down. Nimble is just absolutely nuts with what we have. Like, we have Signal Boost Orb in our deck. I can't show it. Signal Boost Orb in our deck, which scales super well off of the spineth that it provides. We don't have any extra crit sources yet, but the difference between the normal damage and the crit is really good for Fleece. And, like, smacking them for a 12 AoE if I hit one crit. Actually, is it 12 or 13? I don't actually know the answer to that. But yeah, smacking them with a decent damage, oh, decent enough. It's like good ping damage. It's not actually, whoa, I like that. It's like kind of the entire reason why I wanted to do this style of deck. It's just Pebble, right? Realistically, it's Shock Absorber, sure. I also don't gain anything from discarding Shock Absorber most of the time, so I'm happy to see it go. Some maps it's completely useless, and well, unless I get Surf Attack, I don't really need it. Like, yeah, it's useful in that one A3 fight, but A3 boss fight, but apart from that, oh, and some A3 fights. But the thing is, Sap is only 2 self-damage. It's really not that rough. Oh, nice, I'm actually decent ping damage. Love it. Because I love crit crits and all, but if you don't have an overwhelming number of crits on the board, it's not exactly your best friend. As opposed to this 1-2 signal boost up I'm just about to shoot. Incredible. But yeah, I think we can kind of just combo through this guy. We don't have ambidextrous. Ambidextrous would be amazing to actually like fully claim the potential. But, I mean, look, he's already pretty screwed, isn't he? I was hoping he would get to the outsides a bit more there. Damn. Not just pretty screwed, just like super screwed. Very solid fight. We have a Rub-Orb here, but if we don't get a fight, then buying the Rub-Orb is not the best idea ever. Having a level 1 Nimble in our deck is also pretty feels bad. Mask of Sorrow. I love the sound of Mask of Sorrow. If I can get an extra proc on my crits, that would be incredible, because right now we have Mask of Sorrow, Effective Criticism, but 0 extra crits on the board. Like, if we had any number of extra crits on the board, that would be really, really nice to gain full benefit off of that. I missed a crit. Unfortunate. Alright, let's punch this guy. Very decent. Nah, I guess I do this. 1 refresher bomb, please, or 1 crit. Just anything. Yeah, thanks. Wait. Did I just get bugged out there? Shouldn't that have killed the shield? Shouldn't the ping damage have killed the shield? Hello? I swear my damage didn't go through. Maybe it did, and I was just missing things. I swear it didn't go through. Nice, big heal. They also get a heal, but it doesn't really matter. Somehow when I was taking that shot, I like, yeah, okay. Like, how am I meant to get these refreshes? Like, am I just meant to go for a bounce shot like this? Oh, I actually got it. Nice. After, what, 2 shots of failing, I got it? Nice. Oh, 2 kills? Yeah, nice. Decent enough stuff. Restore. I got so much cash that fight. Was that partially due to navigation inflation? I just didn't notice. That is sick. I don't know if I have enough. Oh my god, screw it. Let's just try it out. Don't know if I have enough of that. I think I do. Because the thing is, I also really want to remove. But 69 cash should be more than enough. I think it's only 45, right? Exactly. Yeah, special button here is the best passive by a mile. Really decent. And then we get to remove... Yeah, Pebble. Technically, you know, it's 10 Illusion on a discard. It's not too bad, but I just have so many better orbs at this point that it's certainly not worth it. I doubt we're going to get a nibble pot, but if we do, that is really lovely. Part of the reason I was really tempted to take Leaf for my first boss passive, although I didn't state it, was that, you know, if I happen to find your crits also refresh, so your refresh also crit, it would have been absolutely incredible. Alas, I take Leaf an awful lot, so I decided I should take passive that I don't get to use often. And I got garbage. It was really useless. Yeah, it's nice to think about Hagon's, what's it called? Hagon's Satchel actually giving you some good stuff, but the reality is it just doesn't have enough for it to actually be considerable. Of course, there are always going to be the runs that you just spike and you're just like, oh my god, it literally won me this run, but yeah. Nice to work, Nimble. Look, Nimble at level 1 and 2, it's really not an impressive orb. Nimble at level 3 though, sign me up. Also, 36 transparency. That sure is funny. But is the crit actually dealing decent damage? That's nice. I like that. Especially since that's not what I usually expect from it. Crit either absolutely obliterates all enemies or does absolutely nothing. There is no in between. 5 spin infection? I mean, like, the game plan is stacking up on us, it's just, oh, they're that much blind as well, that's lovely. It's just that it kind of doesn't matter. We do have to chunk our way through them, though, because we're kind of like one piece off of all of our big damage options, I feel like. Especially for that map, where it's just not as easy to actually achieve your game plan as one would hope. So, gifts that keep giving Wonder Scott McGreed Sapasack. Which just because she was really good there, so I'll take it. Sapasack would have been cool with the Shock Absorber, but I mean, not only do I think that Shock Absorber is probably the least useful on this class, but also I use Shock Absorber and Bomb strategies an awful lot recently, so I really want to do something different this run, and I'm certainly achieving that right now. It's just don't know exactly how strong this game plan is. Because it's working out. It sure is. But I want to deal damage on this shot. Crazy concept, but... Oh, so close. Oh, I landed 2 Bramble anyway. That is perfect. Sling Knot. Nice, and... Ooh, only 1 area 1 store. I can deal with that, it's fine. It's like... Oh, it has damage upgrades as well? Sure. I want to get that orb to the point where it's dealing 1 base normal damage. I feel like that kind of matters. It really doesn't, but like I feel like it kind of matters. Now I have very free reign early on. I can basically go wherever I want. Duplicate my best orb. Let's just... Yeah, it's still probably just my best orb. Feels my deck aren't that crazy. If I had a Molliflower, the answer would definitely change. Some other form of scaling, but right now I am kind of just relying on that Spiness to grant me the damage I require to win. Which is good because, you know, it sure can do that. It's really good at granting me a lot of damage. It's just not all the time. So unfortunately I still only have 3 crits on the board, and whilst that may be more than normal, it's not altogether that much. It doesn't matter as I thought, right? I still shouldn't try and miss like that, because now I can miss this fight. And if this was that one specific fight where you don't get to go right, that would have been unfortunate. Luckily it was just this one, which gets completely solved by that. Yeah. Cool stuff. In particular, the reason why I did it on the Nimble is it also has excellent synergy with my starting passive. Is Dis Your Card, because any kind of crit scaling with this Dis Your Card starts looking very, very interesting late game. Where you can discard and then suddenly you're at max shield. Like, that can be super nasty for some enemies to deal with, and the one that we're fighting is no exception. He does not enjoy that kind of game plan, because usually the way he kills you is he's going to be smacking you with like his 20 plus big hits from the stacking move. Oh, sure. Well, this is a big skip. Bam, lovely stuff. And plus still hasn't changed, believe it or not. I'm probably going to be removing that from my deck. Well, well, well. Grinding Monster, of course, is an amazing passive always, and you should definitely pick it up, especially when you're halfway through Area 3. Light Sharp Potion is exactly the kind of thing we were looking for. It is 2 extra crits as of right now, with the potential for more extra crits, and it's just generally really, really good. Really nice to see that, and good, I don't have to skip this fight. I did an excellent job of, in that blind fight, shooting my targeting orbs, which is of course what you want to do. Yeah, this is also another fight where he really doesn't appreciate the delusion that you're claiming from his Dis Your Card. We also have Flaunty Gauntlets, which is doing some amazing work. Flaunty Gauntlets is much better at giving you that immediate delusion, which is what he dislikes much more, to be honest. Because being able to dodge the first hit kind of actually means that you're probably dodging almost all hits. It is tempting to take the Exacerbate because I've got a lot of debuff application and I'm critting a lot of times with a Mask of Sorrow, which means effective criticism is doing an absolute ton. But let's be honest, it's not a good idea. I really shouldn't do that. Yes, and Persist. Sounds decent enough, doesn't it? Like it. We just have so much cash. No more question marks, though. Nice stuff. I figured I could kind of just take care of him with my pinging damage. Thought that would be pretty manageable. And it very much was. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Should be pressing the heal button, though. How's the shot? Something like that? Not something like that, but that seemed to work out, so apparently it was indeed something like that. Treat. Fresh Bandana, an additional crit on the board, an additional crit is incredible. A debuff to Structure is absolutely insane. Holy. That was actually an insane store. All 3 of those passives were really good. And then we have this thing, Ambiguous Amulet. Yes, I'm sure that'll be handy. Not the craziest shot one, I was hoping for a little bit more, I must admit. I'm also leaning towards wanting transparency on him because that would have made a... Yeah. I guess that's kind of what I was expecting when I was thinking about what Criticus would be doing later on. Jesus. You see what I mean by Criticus is either doing absolutely nothing or murdering all enemies? Yeah, that was the scenario where it's just murdering all enemies, because it'll do that. Alright, this is just a very, very favored fight for us though. For multiple reasons, one of them being, you know, like, it's already over, and I have 12 spinners, because, you know, that's just how it works. Yeah, I really like Nimble. I think it's an amazing orb on round draw. Like, I think that it's actually, like, so good. Yes, it is extremely unfortunate that it's small, and as I mentioned, you need to find a lot of crit synergies before you can kind of, like, actually assemble something. So here, the entire reason why that was killing so fast was because we had Criticus, we had Fleece, and not Refilibuster. We did appreciate the ping damage from Refilibuster initially, but Criticus did indeed outscale at that run because we managed to also find Light Shaft Potion, Special Button, and 1 additional refresh from Fresh Bandana. And yes, like the 1 extra refresh, 1 extra crit stuff did much more than the effective criticism and Mask of Sorrow stuff. because just adding on that one extra crit capability for an orb which has a 1 to 10 difference uh, for the fleece, as well as is scaling up your spiness to further increase that gap, is just absolutely insane because this fleece is incredibly, incredibly interesting. I can't even remember what my thoughts were on the fleece that was a multiplier by 1.3 times. Because, I remember it still was insane. Yeah, I think it was still insane, but it needed more setup. Don't know if this is the fairest version of fleece yet, but it certainly it feels kind of fair, mostly because actually triggering that many crits. Like, what I feel like you want 2 or 3 crits before you're actually like being like, oh yeah, I'm going to use out of this passive. And if you're hitting 2 or 3 crits already, like you kind of don't need a fleece to. Oh, sorry, don't need a fleece. You're probably doing well enough off that aiming for a fleece is not something that's like crazy necessary for you to actually be killing your enemies, because there are a few other ways now that crits are really beneficial for you, like Devolution per crit, technically Criticus and Molly Flower. Like, there are lots of ways you can make your crits positive effects. Did I need the Bull Lightning in my deck at the end there? I didn't really have the option to remove it. I think that the evasive maneuver was worse than the Bull Lightning. And the thing is, Bull Lightning is extremely, extremely solid once I've shot a few nimbles. But yeah, I didn't really get the opportunity to do stuff there. Like, Signal Booster would have been crazy because I had at least 12 Spiness there, which is a pretty decent damage difference between Spiness and Balance. Sorry, Spiness and Circle. And so that like totally would have been one-shotting things. Yeah, like the starting first passive Haggling Satchel was cool and all, and I think the Signal Booster could have been nice, but like you can just see the thing with Signal Booster is it's not the best way to convert your damage sources. Like, if you're getting my Circle, Spiness, or Balance, you probably have a better damage converter than Signal Booster. That's the big problem with it, because it's one massive hit going into one target. And if you've got damage boosts, there are so many orbs that will convert that into like multiple targets, or convert into AoE, or just generally complete your game plan a little bit better than one orb that's doing an absolutely massive thing. Now, that's not to say that Signal Booster can't be absolutely nuts. It just inherently decreases the potential situations where Signal Booster can be solid by quite a significant enough margin that it's generally just not worth picking up Signal Booster, which is unfortunate because I love Signal Booster, and in theory it's such a cool orb and should be really, really good, but yeah, that's just apparently not how it ends out. I really like that Ring of Reuse pickup. It's just allowing me to shoot my Nimble an extra time. A little bit of fun. Although I did just one-shot him on the first turn, didn't I? Like, it was just pretty brutal. Not as many shops as I would have liked, but I mean, I ended up with a lot of passives, and I think what was more important this run is I got a lot of elites, it felt like. Or at least I actually hit on my crit passives, which generally means that I think I got a lot of elites, but I feel like I also didn't fight too many elites this run. I got like at least 2 per area though, which is actually pretty solid.